Can you have a non-jury for your New York medical malpractice case? Would you like to learn the answer? Come join me as I share with you this great information. Hi, I'm Jerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law here in the state of New York. The answer is yes, you can. You see, when your case gets ready for trial, and we're just about ready to put it on the trial calendar, we have the option of checking off one of two boxes. One of them says non-jury trial. The other one says jury trial. Now, why would we want a non-jury trial? There are instances where we only want a judge to evaluate our case and not have a jury. Now remember, a jury is made up of 6 members of the community. They're here to evaluate your case to decide who's right and who's wrong, to decide whether we are more likely right than wrong. And if we are able to show that we're more likely right than wrong, then they will be required to give us an award in our favor, as well as award compensation to you for the harms and losses that you have suffered. Now, there's a common belief among many experienced trial attorneys that a judge who hears these cases every single day, they hear about different types of cases, they hear about different injuries and different allegations against the people who did wrongdoing. And now there's a belief that these judges tend to be jaded. Now, these are excellent judges, but still, after you hear these cases every single day over and over and over again, you tend to get a little bit jaded. So now, when you go into trial, if you're trying this in a non-jury trial, meaning that the judge is going to be the trier of fact, he's going to decide who's right and who's wrong, and then he's also going to be deciding the law in the case, as well as how much compensation to award to you if he finds in your favor. Rather than have just one individual be the trier of fact, as well as the person who decides the law in the case, as well as the amount of compensation, most experienced trial attorneys will turn around and tell you, listen, I prefer that we go ahead with a jury trial. Let 6 people in the community come and decide this case. They've never heard about this type of matter before. Let them listen to all the testimony, all the medical experts, everything that comes into court, and let them decide for themselves for the very first time what the value of your case is if they find in your favor. So why do I share this great information with you? You know, I share it with you to give you an insight and an understanding to what goes on in the litigation process. Now we're deciding whether or not to have a jury trial or a non-jury trial. You know, I realize you're watching this because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter happened here in the state of New York and you do have legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. I do this every single day and I welcome your call. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Jerry, G-E-R-R-Y, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Jerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.